All right. Hello, everybody. And thank you so much for joining us for our Friday Lunch and Learn. We are every Friday at noon, we go live with an environmentally focused topic. And today we are going to give you an update on kind of what's going on with pipeline and the IUC. And so we are joined by our chapter director, Pam Mackey Taylor. And I'll let you take it away. Let me share my screen. One sec.
Thank you, Brianna. So we're going to talk about what's happening in the courts and at the Utilities Commission and kind of the battle going on between the parties involved in the pipeline issue. So let's start out with the next slide. And what happened is that Summit has asked the Utilities Commission for some very big changes. They want to widen the scope of the remand from Polk County Court. And we'll talk about what happened in Polk County Court in the next slide. But for right now, Summit is wanting to remove the conditions that were placed on the permit by the Utilities Commission that involves having to have a permit from North Dakota and South Dakota before they could begin building in Iowa. Summit is also asking for some route adjustments and some changes in the pipe sizes. They want to consolidate the two phases of the pipeline. The first phase is the original phase where the Utilities Commission has already given them the permit. And the second phase are the additional ethanol plants that were added after the permit for phase one was granted. And Summit also wants to fast track the process, and they requested a hearing in July of 2026, and that hearing was not held. Now, our side are asking for some different responses from the Utilities Commission. We want to narrow the scope of the remand from the Polk County Court. We want to dismiss the amendment petition. The amendments being all the changes they want to the permit. We want no consolidation of phase one and phase two. We do not want to remove conditions that were placed on the permit, and we don't want it fast tracked. So on the next slide, we're going to talk about what happened in respect to the Utilities Commission and the Polk County Court rulings. Now, the Summit Phase 1 project was approved by the Utilities Commission in 2024, and it had a condition that said that the North Dakota and the South Dakota utilities boards must approve the project before construction can start in Iowa. The Sierra Club and others filed an appeal to the project in Polk County District Court. Polk County is in Des Moines. Now, after that happened, South Dakota passed a bill that removes the powers of eminent domain for carbon dioxide pipelines. And that changed the game. And that resulted in Summit asking the Utilities Commission to change its permit. Then we ended up in court because Sierra Club and other parties appealed the decision from the Utilities Commission to grant the permit to build the pipeline. So we had a hearing in Polk County Court, and the district court judge remanded the case back to the Utilities Commission. In other words, they sent the case back. And the whole point of that was they wanted the IUC, the Utilities Commission, to review the permit conditions. Now, the district court judge approved the remand request and said that the scope of changes must be limited to how the South Dakota law impacted the project. And that's key because that's where we're in this tussle between the two forums, the court and the Utilities Commission. Now, on the next slide, we're going to talk about the arguments that are being reviewed in expanding the scope. Now, Summit tried to expand the scope of the Utilities Commission, and they asked for lots of changes like the consolidation, fast tracking, route changes, and pipe size changes as part of the remand. Now, the Sierra Club believes the judge was very specific and laid out the scope of the remand and said it should not include the consolidation, the pipe changes, and any fast tracking. Now, there's been a recent Utilities Commission decision, and that said that the scope of their remand is limited to the passage of the South Dakota House bill and its impacts on North Dakota and South Dakota's conditions. The remand must stand on its own and not be consolidated with other issues. Then the IUC changed the North Dakota and South Dakota condition to say that Summit Carbon Solutions shall not commence construction on any segment of the pipe in Iowa until it has obtained agency level or substantially similar approval for a route and sequestration site. Now, it basically removed the conditions on the sequestration site in North Dakota and the route through North and South Dakota. So that opens up other states being considered as part of the route. Now, on the next slide, we're going to talk about a motion to dismiss. So Summit is asking for amendments to its Phase 1 permit and Phase 2 plans, even though Phase 1 is still being reviewed by the courts, and Phase 2 hasn't even had a hearing yet before the Utilities Commission. Now, Sierra Club and the other parties who've appealed this asserts that nothing in the amended petition is new and was not known prior to the commission issuing its order in June of 2024. And Sierra Club states Summit Carbon chose to have 15 separate dockets for the new 15 ethanol plants connecting to the pipeline route. And in fact, Summit resisted Sierra Club's motion to consolidate them. And so the Utilities Commission did not do a consolidation. And so Sierra Club asserts that Summit Carbon Solutions is in this predicament with which form they go and what they're asking for because of its own doing, and it should not be allowed to disadvantage other parties. So that's what we're arguing before the Utilities Commission. And so we filed a motion to dismiss before the Utilities Commission. Now, the Utilities Commission decision was to deny our motion to dismiss. And it said that Summit must file a revised amendment petition and follow proper procedures. And there will be a separate hearing on the amendments requested by Summit, including pipe sizes, route changes, and consolidation. Now, Sierra Club, through our attorney, believes that there should not be a separate hearing on the amendments because we believe the case is still in the jurisdiction of the district courts. So if this sounds like a mess and a ball of wax and fighting over which judicial forum the next procedures take place, that's exactly what's happening. So Sierra Club wants to stay with limited requirements placed in the Utilities Commission and keeping the case in the county court. And Summit wants all the jurisdiction brought back to the Utilities Commission and broadening what they want reviewed. So on the next slide, there's an opportunity for you to take some action. And we're asking you that you file an objection with the Utilities Commission and saying Summit's project is a mess by Summit's own creation. It's time for the Utilities Commission to revoke Summit's permit and make them start all over from ground zero. And you can do this by submitting snail mail, and the address is on this slide. You can send a snail mail message to the Utilities Commission at Customer Service. The second thing that you could do if you didn't want to do a snail mail is go online and file this. Now you have to have an account set up at the Utilities Commission, and there's a phone number, 515-725-6999. 7300, and that is their customer service desk, and they can help you get an account set up if you don't already have one. And because there are so many dockets, when you file this, you have to file in all the dockets. And below is a list of all the dockets. You can copy this off of the screen. There's another thing that we can do to take action, and that's on the next screen. And that is you can come and attend the July monthly Iowa Utilities Commission meeting. And that'll be at the Utilities Commission office in Des Moines. And there will be an opportunity for public comment. And you can be there and offer comments if you would like. This picture is in front of the Utilities Commission building. And it is some of our friends, landowners, some of the allies that we've been working with on this pipeline fight. So we have a regular group that shows up at the monthly meetings, and we welcome you to attend. And so we hope to see you at the next meeting on Monday, July 13th. And thank you and have a good weekend.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Pam. Thank you for explaining that. I know this is a very complex kind of situation, so thank you for making that so simplified and giving us some action items. So I will put those in the comments. Let us know if you have any questions, but otherwise we will see you all next Friday. And thank you so much again for staying with us. Bye-bye.